Kalalal Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders out there, teaching us in His truth. Shalom to the Akim out there who are sincerely building the house of David, who have not given up the faith. Alright, so like for the background noise, there's birthday party going on around back. So this is just a quick update, on the trade war that's brewing and intensifying between China and America. Just gonna bring out the main points of two articles and then hit a few precepts and then wrap it up. Right. So this is from both articles are from Russia Today. This one was posted on the 31st, so that was yesterday. It says China can succeed with petro yuan where Gaddafi failed, killing the US dollar in oil trade. Muammar Gaddafi wanted to shatter the dominance of the greenback in the Middle East by introducing gold-backed dinar, but failed. And we know why they failed, because America invaded Libya and killed Gaddafi and his son, right, and created basically a failed state over there in Libya, right? So basically ruining the country, right, because they wouldn't follow because they went against U.S. hegemony, which is what we've seen America do over the decades, destroy countries militarily if their economic and other sanctions and diplomatic sanctions don't work, then they go full out military operations, right, to make sure that their hegemony is protected. But now we see in China, which is a superpower, a world superpower, a nuclear power and an economic superpower, trying to do the same thing, right? So America will not be able to do what they did in Libya to China, right? It says ideas related to oil trade in currencies other than the dollar arose more than once. Some of them were severely suppressed by the United States. And when we say severely, we mean violently, right? It says, a matter of fact, let's just jump to a precept just to bring that out. They suppressed them violently, and that kind of brings up a precept to my head here. Let's see, I believe it's Micah chapter 2. Alright, so this is Micah chapter 2 verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Right? So that's what these people do, They covet fields, meaning they covet riches and resources, and they take them by violence. Right? So that's what they did. They took away the house of Libya, because Libya, right, went against their US hegemony, right? Their plans to rule the world, basically. Right? But we know that America is written in prophecy to go down, and also the banking elite have also determined that America would go down. Right? So let's continue the article. It says some of them were severely suppressed by the United States. One example is Muammar Gaddafi, who proposed the introduction of a regional gold currency dinar and trading oil in the Middle East in this currency. However, this time an attempt to oust the US dollar could be successful. China has launched all futures backed by the yuan, and Beijing has what Gaddafi didn't, according to the expert. Along with the Chinese role in the global economy and the growing interest in the renminbi, China is also protected by a nuclear shield, right? They have nuclear weapons, It can afford to shatter the monopoly in the oil trade. This will give even more weight to the Chinese yuan. In addition, China's economy is the world's largest consumer of oil, and consequently, all world producers of raw materials will have to reckon with the strategy of the Chinese authorities. So I'll post the link for the article in the description box. But that's basically the point, China coming out with the petro yuan to kill the petro dollar, right? So this is again from RT. This one was posted today. China to slap US with up to 25% bigger import tariffs in trade war retaliation, right? Beijing is hiking up tariffs on more than 128 US imports, including fruit and pork, as part of a tit-for-tat response to US President Donald Trump's $60 billion package of tariffs imposed against China. The additional fears, which range from 15 to 25%, will take effect on Monday, the Chinese Finance Ministry said on their website. It added that the measure aimed at safeguarding China's interests was in response to Washington's package of tariffs targeting more than 100 types of Chinese goods from clothing to electronics. The statement said China has suspended duty concessions on imported goods originating from the US and has imposed a duty rate of 15% on 120 items of imports such as fruits and products. The tariff rate of 8 items of imported goods such as pork and food products is now 25%. China's current tax-free and tax exemption policy remains unchanged, the ministry noted, adding that the move comes in compliance with the multilateral trading mechanisms rules of the World Trade Organization. Right? So we see that this trade war is increasing. Right? And if you have followed, major wars that have happened in the past, if you study the history, wars usually spark and follow a specific pattern, right? And that pattern usually starts with propaganda warfare, then trade war, and then actual physical confrontation, So we've seen the propaganda warfare that's been going on for years now, right? And now that propaganda warfare is still going on, becoming more and more boisterous, becoming more and more violent in their speech. And now it's a trade war, starting between Russia and its allies and America and their allies, right? With the UK actually accusing Russia of attempted murder for a Russian ex-spy in the UK, expelling 23 Russian diplomats from the UK, and we see Russia doing the same thing, expelling 23 UK diplomats from Moscow, right? So we see the tensions between the nations are ratcheting up, as the Lord is pouring out the Spirit, to fulfill His prophecies, right? So let's get into some precepts. Right, so this is Isaiah 42 and verse 13. The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. I have long time holding my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman. I will try and devour at once. Right, so the scripture said the Lord is stirring up jealousy like a man of war. And that's what's going on between these nations, The Lord is stirring up conflicts, between the nations. This is Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And we see all the major nations going, having military drills right around the year. Right, Russia releasing a myriad of new nuclear technology, showing their military might. Right, so these Gentiles are preparing for war. Right, beat your plowshares into swords and pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Those weak nations that America used to be able to bully, are now able to stand up to them. Even Pakistan, even Iran, right, North Korea, right. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. The mighty ones are the angels, and the angels are coming down, working through the Spirit to make sure these world leaders go in the direction of prophecy, Let the heathen come up and let the heathen be awakened, Salakia, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. And the word Jehoshaphat is from the Hebrew Yahweh Shaphat, meaning Yahweh's judgment. Right, so this coming War 3, right, that's written in the book of Revelation, World War 3, is the judgment of Yahweh on the nations, For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come and get ye down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. And we see the wickedness amounting to even greater and greater levels, Right? So the Lord is about to pour out His judgment, It's getting closer and closer. Verse 14. Multitudes in the valley of decision, right, which comes from Yahweh Shaphat, right, the word decision, right, if I'm not mistaken, comes back from the same Hebrew for Shaphat, right, because the word judgment means to decide, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision, right, right, let's just jump to the last precept. This is Isaiah 14, let me start from verse 9, it says, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thy coming. This is talking about Babylon, right? Which is present day America. America is present day Babylon, Right? It said, hell from beneath is moved to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even the chief ones of the earth. Right? All the other nations are rising up against America, yo. It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they that speak and say unto thee, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou become weak as we, art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou far from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? Right? Because as you seen in one of the articles before, right, the article said that the US severely suppressed any nations that came up against the petrodollar, right? So America, right, is that Babylon, right, and the king of Babylon, right, whoever was in the presidency, whoever is in the presidency, is that Lucifer, yo, right, has that spirit of the Lucifer, right, that did weaken the nation. So this scripture is talking about an actual nation, yo, an actual man, right? So this is talking about America's downfall, right? So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying to the spirit of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakah Kodash. Akim, keep pushing. We almost out this bitch. Shalom.